my girlfriend and I, we do quite well, right? But a couple months ago, we had a huge fight. Like out of, it might have been building up, but it really didn't seem like anything. So she like decided to take off for the night. She like packed her shit, and just left. I was like, oh, she's done this before one time, and I'm just like, I fucked up. So I just gotta let her have a space, and like I won't speak to her unless I'm spoken to, but I'll give it another night before, like, I'll give her a day before I contact her. And so when she came back 3 days later, she was like, "Oh, I've been talking to Gemini." I was like, "Who's Gemini?"
Oh,
Is
who's
your
this
friend
guy?
Gemini?
Who's this guy? Gemini.
Oh, I thought it was like a female coworker or
Yeah.
something, She was like, "No, Gemini." What? So I've been consulting with Gemini and it say some nice things about Valiant points. I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
Hello, and welcome to episode 8 of Unfinished. In this episode, we're going back to Taiwan. This is back to the studio room. I'll be speaking with two of my friends, Bogdan and Apung here. This is another situation of me basically meeting two new people. I think I'd met both of them through Caleb. So for anyone that's listened to episode 1, these are both Caleb's friends. And they actually knew each other better than I knew them, at first at least. Apung is a really cool dude. He opened his own sort of cooking brand called Fixin. So he makes his own herbs, spices, chili sauces, all of that. And Bogdan is a dev from Romania who's settled down in Taiwan. Again, very cool guy. And we sort of all had very different perspectives on life. And we go a little bit of everywhere, as is the case with the rest of the episodes. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you on next week's when we'll stay in Taiwan.
We know each other from where? From like
Rosal.
barbecues. Yeah, Rosal, and like
From where?
just hanging out. Like
Oh,
I think
Tammy organized a Ritz house for like Caleb's birthday, I think.
then I think afterwards we went to like do some
yeah.
grilled meats by the river.
Oh yeah, and that.
Yeah.
That was the first one. Yeah,
Yeah. And then me and this dude like, just like stayed up until like 1 a.m. Everyone left.
We were watching F1.
and drinking like gaoliang.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And eating your spicy pickles.
Yeah.
But yeah,
food is great.
I'm Bogdan. I'm a Romanian Taiwan dweller. I've been around the place for like 3 years now. Came
That's
here.
it?
Yeah. Just came here from like after my previous startup that I was working at went bankrupt in Singapore, and then I was like, I don't really want to go back to Europe. I'm just gonna continue my travels.
Yeah.
So I made my way here.
Singapore is like too rigid. Huh?
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
it's the wildest part. I'll get to this maybe later, but I feel like it was more fun during COVID than like it is now. I don't know.
Singapore?
Yeah,
Oh.
it was really. I mean, for me, it was really popping like during COVID.
Were you allowed to go out?
Yes. Oh my god. I feel like I'm gonna. Who cares? Yeah, it's basically like very restrictive, right? But then people just come back to our house for like parties and stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, it was good. Like even within the restrictions, you could still go out, and like the bar scene was really good. And it was really thriving, and new bars were opening, and now it feels like bars are closing every week, like from the looks of it.
Wow. So I guess it was just like they had a bit more like, I don't know, anarchy back then or something?
I think it's just people like they were locked in their house, they couldn't travel, so they just
Yeah.
went out drinking within the restrictions they had.
So was it like people just going to like house parties, drinking at home, that kind of
Not that much. You still like okay. So there was like different phases, right? But like there was points where you could just go out like 5 people,
thing?
and you could share a table at the bar or whatever, and just go and like get blotto, like just get like blacked out, and have fun, and then go home like 10 because that's when the bar shut under the COVID restrictions.
Last call was at 10 o'clock.
The COVID restrictions, right? So
It was
So-
like full on like,
But like gives you like a whole theater afterwards. Right?
Kind
It's
of,
like
yeah.
From 11 on.
it's like the
till-
pre-drinks and then like
Yeah.
But yeah, it was dope. So
Wow.
yeah, I'm a tech bro. I
Great entry.
Yeah, I studied deep learning actually, and I've been trying to like get back into it for the longest period of time, but it's so hard because you need to be in these big labs to be able to like do interesting stuff.
True.
So yeah, I've been working on completely different projects to my university background.
Okay. Wait, did you study in Romania?
I studied in the UK. I studied in Southampton.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. And everyone was like, all my coworkers were like, man, you're leaving London. You're this career suicide. It's like,
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't know. You've been telling me that London's getting quite nice now.
It's nicer, but I still prefer Taiwan any day to London. I don't know. It depends like what you're looking for, right? Like I think London is getting better for the tech scene specifically, because like like Anthropic's moved there. 11 Labs has a big HQ. You've got like Granola, Jack and Jill, like some really good companies.
Yep.
And there's a lot more focus. Like Europe is very slow, right, when it comes to adopting new tech.
Yep.
But we're basically where SF was 3 years ago, essentially. So it's like AI peak. I think the European West is sort of waking up and being like, okay, it's here. Let's like get behind it. There's a lot more. We see a lot more money being generated for that ecosystem. So everyone's either making their own startup or like trying to figure out what to do with their life.
You know what I was thinking about right now when you said that? I was thinking about like completely different road bikes.
Road bikes.
Road bikes over the last like 3 to 4 years have evolved much that like it's almost indistinguishable. For someone that's not looking for like hyper performance, for someone that's looking for something more than entry level, there's not much difference between like most of the brands, right? Before, back in the day, you'd pay like a lot of money for like a specialized frame, but like now almost all the other frames are like similar priced. So what they differentiate themselves is basically marketing.
Yeah. Like marketing becoming so heavy, it's always been a really powerful tool, but at the point of like using propaganda, right? Because like we're in a fight for people's attention, right? And so I just feel like we're in a world right now where it's so much easier for people that can do effective marketing to essentially control your mindset in some ways.
Yeah.
And how you think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? Imagine how many people are having intimate conversations with ChatGPT. That is data and things that OpenAI can use themselves.
Stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
like such crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
personally, like my girlfriend and I, we do quite well, right? But like a couple months ago, we had a huge fight. Like it might have been building up, but it really didn't seem like anything. So she like decided to take off for the night. She like packed her shit, and I just left. I was like, oh, she's done this before one time, and now I'm just like, I fucked up. So I just gotta let her have a space, and like. I won't speak to her unless I'm spoken to, but I'll give it another night before, I'll give her a day before I contact her. And so when she came back 3 days later, she was like, oh, I've been talking to Gemini. I was like, who's Gemini?
Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Gemini.
Oh, I thought it was like a female coworker or something, She was like, no, Gemini. What? So I've been consulting with Gemini and say some nice things about, Valiant points. I was like, oh, okay. But what am I gonna say? Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's a lot of people. I think that's sort of the problem with the world is we're sort of losing connection with like each other, and sort of the human spaces, like third spaces, are disappearing. Like even talking about this place or like the cozy cafe that shut down, right? It's like almost unsustainable to like run businesses like this in a lot of the world, and so it's like spaces for people to gather are disappearing. As we had COVID as a big sort of blanket, remote work sort of bigger, which I still like.
I still like
I'm
too.
just like, the point of socialization is changing.
Yeah, I do think like I noticed something interesting because like back in the day, let's say 2000s, the whole idea of the internet was like, okay, put stuff out, like everyone exchanging ideas and whatever. But I feel like now, separate to your point from like people don't know how to socialize anymore. But it's more like towards like there's so much stuff online, and they don't know how to parse it. I feel like gatekeeping and gatekept communities are getting more popular. Like Discord communities, like private Substacks, like all these kind of things. And also just like people meeting up in person and just chatting like analog.
Oh yeah. Well, yes and no. I think like the meeting up in person and chatting analog is becoming harder. I think that's more niche. I think that's maybe because like we go to places like this, we're doing like co-working things, like we're putting ourselves out there. Yeah. But I think for a lot of people that now like just live online or have like transitioned to the point of their life online, like they're not able to socialize. Like in general, there's a huge sort of dating crisis out there for people, right? Like. It's impossible to meet other people out there. It's like if you go up to like, even if as a guy, right? Like I travel a lot. I can't just go up to someone on the street, guy or girl, and be like, hey, this you're cool. Let's hang out or let's chat or
Well,
like
no,
whatever.
there's people that literally make like 6 figures a year, but teaching guys to do that.
Yeah,
or like
but
telling you
that's
to do
like
that.
bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
All right, like that's lighting the mood a little bit. I remember the days when I was a young lad, right?
Young lad.
Young
When I was a young lad, like in my late teens, early 20s, I would have to go out and get girls' phone numbers. Like nobody ever, like people haven't done that in a couple of decades.
No, I mean
Yeah.
phones don't exist anymore, right? You only
But
text.
the whole idea is like, like when I seriously think about the difference, it's like you got to go out there, like put yourself out there. You got to have like some sort of opening line or monologue.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you got to create a situation where like it seems somewhat natural for you to say something.
Yeah,
You know?
but I think we were also more open to that before, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think now it's just like there's too much talk on the internet, stranger danger things, all like the different things around public perception.
Well, like now it's just unnatural because like if you happen to be in a co-working space and
Yeah.
you want to strike up a conversation with some members of whatever group that you find interesting, and you want to talk to them without knowing them first, like what would your excuse be?
What coffee are you drinking? I don't know.
Yeah.
But like even
It can
that's
work.
not really acceptable anymore.
No, that's true.
I don't know. I
Well,
haven't.
I mean,
been
that's
in the
how
game
we
for a
kind
while.
of met, right? It was like, I remember I just joined the co-working thing, and then I joined your group. There's like Caleb, you,
Yeah.
and like, I think 1 or 2 other guys. And I was just like, well, I guess I just got to go say hi to at least 1 or 2 people. And
Yeah.
I just went up and was like, oh, hey guys, what's up? And then got
Yeah,
to
yeah.
chatting.
Yeah, you gotta just break that.
You just got to go do
Yeah,
it.
you just gotta be awkward, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like it was super
You gotta fight that,
anxiety
you know?
inducing.
Just find the Pepe inside you. Like,
yeah.
just, like,
But I think
kill
it's
the part that
becoming harder.
cringes.
Yeah.
I think it's becoming much harder for the world to do that.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. Like, I don't know. I thought it was just like Taipei, because I think Taipei in particular is very cold as a city.
Really?
Yes. I think if you go down south or whatever, like you go to like some random bar or whatever, people will start up conversations.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah. If you
But-
say something stupid, they won't care.
But here, like Taipei, I feel like it's very cliquish.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
you always-
Taiwanese people tend to be pretty.
Really?
But I think especially in Taipei.
Yeah.
I
I
had like
agree
the
with that.
opposite experience.
Yeah.
Well, but you gotta factor in like you might be a warm seeming foreigner, and a lot of people,
Yeah.
initially will turn on to that.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, for me, like, I also put myself out there, I suppose, because I go to like the meetups and all those
Yeah.
events, and like even this one, right?
And also, you don't give out a creepy vibe. Like some
Yeah.
dudes give out a creepy vibe.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair. That's good to know.
But yeah, but every single time that I've been kind of like I got into a friend group or something, it's always being invited like, by someone. It's like, hey, here's Bogdan, my friend. It's like,
Yeah.
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 But I mean, that's normal, right? Like you get
yes,
some social
but
contract.
I feel like you don't just like it's not like I don't know.
Normal is hard to say though. Like who's
Yeah.
norm?
Yeah, true, true.
I grew up in New
Yeah.
Orleans, right? Like where the bar culture is ever present, right? Like that sort of dictates the social life. So you show up at a bar, and without knowing anybody, any given night, you can go to a new bar, and within minutes, you're like having a drink with somebody.
Nice.
Like that. There's no
Yeah.
problem.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here, like, to think about the contrast for me, coming back from that.
Uh-huh.
I was like, do I go to a bar here and I gotta make a fool of myself
Yeah.
before someone will talk to me? And that's so stupid. I can't just
Really?
yeah. Well, especially I look like this. I don't
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, I guess I get the foreigner play in a lot of East Asia where like I know I can kind of go out the social norms, and like other people will also approach me because they're like, okay, like this is a foreigner, they're not going to be able to judge me. So I've definitely had experiences both here, Korea, Japan. More Korea and Japan than here. I actually find Taiwan a little bit better in terms of mixing. Where in those countries, it's like the friends that I make in bars or in other places are like, I guess, the locals who want to relieve stress and speak to somebody that they're like, this is somebody outside of our social space, so I'm not going to get judged to
Yeah.
speak to them and tell them things.
Also, like people don't know what you're judging them on.
Well,
like,
yeah.
like I mean, everybody has standards by which they judge, but like
Yeah,
I
100%.
don't judge people by like financial terms
Yeah.
or like
No, true.
appearance so
But-
much.
but I
Sometimes,
mean-
but like,
But, I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? Like in a lot of East Asia, the culture is very oppressive. That's why you see so many like people breaking in places like Korea and Japan. And so like what I found is like, and this is really interesting. So I have this one friend in Korea. She runs her own bake shop. And like I just made friends because like I went in one day because I thought it looked cool. And we just got to chatting, and like she told me like kind of her life story, and it was like, oh, foreign customer, this, that. And then we became friends. But then I went back a couple of months ago, and like I've known this person now for over a year, but I took one of my Korean friends, and it was really weird in that like when we went to the cafe, when I was with my Korean friend, she didn't really come out and engage. It was this weird thing of like he went out to take a smoke break, and then she'd come and chat with me for like 10 minutes. Then he came back and she disappeared. And then it was like she didn't want him to kind of judge her being more casual and speaking to me, because there's like this hierarchical situation, and so she felt like,
is your friend the friend you brought much older than?
No, not much older. I think we were roughly the same age, but like I think it was this thing of like, they have a lot of Koreans judge differently. So even when like she had customers come in, Korean customers, she would speak to them and treat them very differently to how she spoke and treated me in English.
So in a way, you're like kind of released from her. Like,
yeah. So it was like releasing some stress and being like, okay, I can kind of just be a bit more at peace. And I saw that it was this interesting thing of like she's treating customers different based on if they're Korean or foreign. And then like just the thing with like, because I'm like, oh, my friend's my friend and she's my friend. So I'm just like going to introduce these people and maybe like they can hang out, whatever, because they're both cool people. But it was really interesting to see that like whenever he left, she'd come. When he came back, she'd leave. And I was just like, what is this? Like, why don't you just chat with both of us, right? Like, clearly you want to hang out and chat.
Yeah.
My friend is also speaking English and everything, but like, because he's Korean, you disappear because there's like a little sort of like subtlety of, how you're supposed to present yourself and what kind of impression that gives to the local people based on the culture.
Yeah.
That's really difficult for me, man. Like, I know certain things like that to a certain extent exist here too. And I'm like, even as a kid, before I even left Taiwan and grew up somewhere else, like I really, that never like wasn't such a bounding sort of element to me, So I would just say stuff,
Yeah. But I think we've changed now as a society, right? Like going to your point of gatekeeping communities and stuff. I think we're in this world, and like I've said this a few times, so it's kind of repeating it from other podcasts where like we're essentially desperate to build and hold on to some sort of extrinsic identity, right? There's so many more labels now than there's ever been. It's like, you're in the red pill community or this thing or that thing. Yeah. And like you want this new way of identifying yourself and like finding people that like meet your mismatch of like identifiers. It's like you're like, okay, here's how you can understand me is I have these 50 labels. If you can match those labels, then like, we can talk or something.
Yeah.
And it's becoming really weird.
Fight on those labels.
Yeah, basically, right? Like that's just what it's becoming, and I'm just like, that's such a weird way to sort of box your identity, whereas before it was a lot more freeform in my mind.
Really? Like, was it never like that, or was it just wasn't like the labels weren't made so many?
Well, maybe it's because like at least the world as I see it now is more interconnected. Maybe just because I've traveled so much, but I'm with online communities and everything becoming a lot of people's real sort of connections in the world. I think the way you stand out is by almost heightening points of identity or separation in online like media. Like you take one stance or the other. There's no like baseline.
Well, that's basically what hipsters did, though. Like we're like what the hippies, right? Like they're just like somehow in an appearance sort of way, or like extrinsic to themselves, and they're just like wearing this stuff on their sleeve, and then isn't that sort of the same thing?
Yeah, it's like, to me, like that sounds like a lot of like idea of like trying to signal belonging, right?
Yeah.
Like, but the way I think people signal belonging right now, which I find really interesting, is like through memes. And what I mean to say by through memes, like there's a sort of lingo that normies don't know, right?
Yeah.
And then you can you have these codes that you can talk to each other and like identify yourself. I don't want to say dog whistles. Like, it's not necessarily dog whistle, but like I can connect with you on that lingo. Also prove that I'm not like an outsider, because if you use the lingo wrong, right? You're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, yeah.
But it's funny though. Like, so this recently happened to me. I've been teaching. I've been doing the food stuff, and so I got invited to teach a bunch of fermentation courses for some vegans, and then I have a couple of clients. I have a small business, but so 2 out of 5 is like a good percentage, right? So they're vegans, but they're vegans of different accords. So like as I'm getting more acquaintance with vegans, like other vegans see me as a part of their community, which I never claimed, right? And I'm just like
I just like fermenting.
Well, but I like food and I need to make some money doing providing a service. Like I'm genuine, but I would never label myself as a vegan ever.
I
don't plan to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went to your house. We ate more than we.
Yeah, but people do that, you know, like
Yeah.
by the same token, like some people want to want to show labeling. They want to
Yeah.
and other people want to label others. So like,
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
it makes it easier to understand.
so like they make assumptions based on those labels, and I was just like, well,
It's
I
like
don't
you're-
want
you're like the
I want to say
vegan
no
teacher.
to that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the thing of like we find comfort in similarity, right? So by labeling, being like, oh, you're like the vegan teacher, everyone's like, oh, he understands
Yeah, our plight.
our plight and culture. Exactly. Because I've definitely had this, and I mean, there's like a meme around like vegan culture, right? From
Yeah.
like most people now.
Yeah,
But like I've definitely seen this where it is a thing of that there's communities where it's like, you know, you're either like 100% in where like their personality is that label,
Mm.
or it's like the opposite. Like you can't just be in the middle. You can't just be someone that's like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, it's cool. Like that's it.
Yeah, it's,
You
in some
know?
ways they almost like they require some sort of further commitment. Like even if you don't do it, you have to show that you're willing to commit more.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
and-
like we've
and
made
that's like social capital. That's the
Pretty
token.
much.
Yeah.
because
you know?
we've made like baseline so boring that it's worse than, you know, being on either extreme.
Yeah.
You can't just be.
I
like,
find it so interesting.
what it's
Yeah.
like to me. It's like some sort of fantasy. I just thought about this. Right, if you have this image of like some sort of avatar on the extremes, right? Like everybody wants to be a hoodie Dunning, you know, like super hacker. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like so they identify based on that image.
Yeah.
But like, whereas everybody actually looks like the middling person, and they're just pretending, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the thing, right? Like, we're in a world now where like fantasies have become so big for what you're supposed to like. If you look in America, America was born on
I
like
thought you were
American
gonna say,
Dream and
look,
stuff.
if you
for
look in the
once.
mirror.
If you look in the mirror.
Well, not
If you look at Bogdan.
it's right there. Mirror's right there. But no, I mean, I think fantasies have become such a like driving force in the world because it's so easy with AI and then with like, you know, the communities online
Yep.
to get roped into like a very one-dimensional world where it's like your fantasy exists because everyone around you is basically saying it exists,
Yeah.
right? You can find a community for anything.
Yeah.
And then it just becomes like you don't have to go beyond that. It's just like I'm not listening to myself. There's these other 50 people online or like, you know, ChatGPT telling me that I am not wrong in my thinking. Right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's basically what it's becoming now. It's like you know, we're becoming more narcissists because it's like, well, I'm not the only one that thinks this. I have so much resource online that says this. I have so much validation from this very intelligent AI bot that says this. Like, who are you to tell me that it's not the truth?
So that's why I think any sort of matrix is eventually gonna go awry, because you have like nothing to tie it down to. Like you need some sort of anchoring and like constant sort of, you know, recalibration. Like if you just let people's imaginations go wild and they
Yeah.
exist in this matrix, like it's gonna get weird. You know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, like, how did you start with Fixin? Like, how did that all come about?
Yeah, so I guess we're going back to the introduction a little bit. My name's Apung.
Well-
So I spent like close to 20 years working in various food sort of operations. I started out, I studied art, but I like eating, and as a young student abroad, you know, like, you didn't have your mom there, you know, like everything was
Yeah.
divorced from you.
Wait, this is when you were in the U.S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I was lucky to have a lot of people help me along the way, but so very early on at like 15, 16, I developed like this idea of like, well, if you want to eat something, you got to make it yourself, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
get, you know, like, somebody might like give you something, but you can't count on them.
It's true. And then, like, I don't know, whenever I cook for myself, I know the spices I like, I know what I like, and having the luxury of the time to cook for yourself has become like this thing that's reserved for the
I think
wealthy.
that's how Taiwanese people are crunched, because like that's the first thing they give up. It's
You
like,
can you can see like in the side of the kitchens here.
Yeah, that's true.
like,
Yeah.
we
That's
don't
true.
eat
Also-
this, you know,
Also, what do you think about the slopification of like lunch food?
slope what?
Slopification.
Like bad
What is
lunch
that?
food.
Like not bad. It's just like I feel like especially when I was back in London, I was getting lunch
Oh.
food. It was very much like 3 or 4 chains that would offer like these
yeah.
perfect like lunch bowls. Like,
What do you
know,
mean
True,
lunch
true.
bowls? Like you get
Yeah, you
No,
would
it's
get like some grains, some maybe like a mixed grain rice and like
Yeah.
some kale with some sauce that like makes it brings it all together. Some you know sous vide chicken or whatever.
oh,
or,
like a
steak.
rainbow.
Yeah, grain bowl, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But then it's become such an industry that like people now like I think I've heard this from New York, coming from New York. I mean, not like online, right?
Mhm.
Of hey, you got your slop bowl, because it's basically like the same kind of like very industrial scale
Oh yeah, I've heard that too.
like thing
yeah.
that, you know.
I know exactly what you're
It's-
referring to. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in London, I guess I've been a huge foodie, so like
Yeah.
I never did that, right?
I
Like
mean,
I would
same.
just go like there's so many like lunch markets.
I've done worse.
So I was like, huh?
I've done worse.
What do you mean?
When I was
Like
in
Huel?
London, yes.
No.
Yes,
No,
I
no,
used
no,
to-
no,
I
no,
used to
no,
be a
no,
huge
no.
Huel guy.
Huel?
Huel, you know Huel? So
No.
Huel, I think in the US was Soylent. So
okay.
Huel was the UK brand, right?
Yeah.
And then I would, I was used to do that, because I was taking my lunch break, going to the gym and stuff,
Yeah.
and then I go back and just down like a ball of the Huel.
Oh, like a whey protein
Yeah.
extract or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
Oh.
no, like the way Huel is done is you get this one bottle drink, and I mean that was the main part. They've done other stuff,
Yep.
but it was like supposed to be a meal replacement, and it's just
Yes.
a drink.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you got like vanilla, chocolate, whatever, but then it's like balanced with these nutrients, this micronutrients, and it's just this drink that's supposed to fill.
That's such a tech bro thing to do.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's such a. I think it's such 2015, 2018 tech bro thing.
I mean,
But
they're still around.
it's still around,
Yeah.
but I just don't think it's so much part of the culture anymore.
That's kind of offensive actually. Just drinking like, you know, like,
Yeah.
like
It is really offensive. I think it's offensive
Yeah.
to yourself.
It is offensive to yourself. I don't
Yeah.
I'm in the tech space to a degree.
Yeah.
I hang out with a lot of these people, and I get from a lot of people that's like efficiency, all that. But I'm just
Yes.
like, what's the point of living?
I know. I agree.
You know, there's
I
no
was-
pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was definitely like, I made a peace with myself. I was like, I know I'm gonna eat shit. I might as well just eat Huel for lunch instead of like, you know, just going to like. Yeah, I know there's a lot of foodie markets in London. It is cool. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make up for it in cooking at home at night, and then like
good,
going.
but
the
you never
weekends.
do.
I did. No,
Oh,
I
you did?
did.
Yeah.
But it was even worse when I was at home. I was meal prepping.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't meal prep. Like I should, but I just like having different meals
Yeah.
every meal. And so I'm just like making one thing and then it having to last the whole week just feels so wrong to me.
I know. And I just realized, like, you know what? Like, cooking is actually like a form of like.
It's therapy.
It's
Not
therapy.
even therapy. It's just like a thing I do with myself.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah.
masturbation, but it's not. It's
Bro,
just.
what's wrong with
But then there's like
masturbation?
But it's just I'm saying, like, it's like it doesn't have to be efficient. You know, like I just like I could take 2 hours and make a meal at home, and like then I eat it, and then I wash dishes, and I go to bed. You know, that's
Yeah.
it.
No, there's a point where I'm like just at peace in the kitchen for an hour or two. I can just cook, and you're just like, it's like, you know, when we had, I think if you're looking at ancient times, the hunter-gatherer thing, it's like you have time for yourself to just process thoughts,
Yeah,
whatever.
just think about stuff.
And like cooking is that like time for me. I'm like putting all these things. It smells incredible. You put on music in the background. It's just like your time with your hands to like do.
You're almost
something
conversing
physical.
with yourself. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is something you should do then. There's like unspoken tradition. This is what they tell me. I don't know. But when I learned of it, I was like, oh, I'll do this. I like this. Once a year or twice,
Uh huh.
you go into the kitchen buck naked, right? Nothing,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
right? And you cook full meal for yourself.
Okay.
And you know, however long that takes, like it might take a whole afternoon, whatever. Like you don't don any clothes, so it supposedly heightens your senses.
Sounds dope.
Yeah.
My only question
Okay,
is,
interesting.
I use I use my pants to wipe my hands of like cooking
You
stuff.
figure it out. You figure it
You
out.
have
So
to
like,
figure it out.
Yeah.
so you
Kitchen
become
towels.
hyper aware because like, oh, where's, you know, if you're cutting
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
knife,
yeah.
you're like, oh, lunch, but
Mm.
dropping with a knife,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, so
No,
you become
no.
hyper vigilant.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try that.
Or like you get like oil splatters.
I
you
still
put
do
Dude,
it. I still
oh
do it like
no.
at least once a year. You know, I just go in there buck naked. You know,
Has it
usually-
changed anything?
Huh?
Like does it change?
Oh, dude, you become aware. Like, you know, you're not just like, you know, because like some motions in the kitchen, after a while, it just becomes like
Yeah,
robotic,
yeah.
right? You're like, oh, cutting.
Yeah, yeah.
Where like you're like, oh, I turn on this fire without thinking. But like, you know, occasionally I burn myself, or you know, very, very occasionally I burn like the whole pot. And
Oh,
Yeah.
when you're naked cooking, that doesn't happen.
Okay, that's I feel
Naked
like that's
cooking.
interesting. I feel like there's definitely probably something that like people that have cooked for a long time like think about it, oh that's so cool for me. Like I mean, because I don't cook that much, right? Like, yeah, it sounds like an interesting experiment. But for you, it's more like you reconnect with like your senses
Yeah.
during cooking because you're so used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we make so many assumptions, right? In our bodies too, they make like these heuristics.
Yeah.
So like
True.
you really like that. You no longer like critically examine them at all.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'll definitely have to try it. Any other like cooking tips?
Oh no, I don't know what to give you, man. I'm just saying this just reminds me of that. You know, it's like a state of sort of consciousness that we're trying to
State
get
of
to.
consciousness. Yeah.
Well, like I mean, if you're talking about eating, right? It's
Yeah.
like, don't be like a chef.
Don't be a chef.
No, don't be like a chef. Because like when I meal prep, I would meal prep a lot.
Yeah.
Because I would be
Yeah.
like, I'll meal prep a bunch of this, I meal prep, I don't mix match. But then
Fair.
if you're not in that mindset, then it becomes like a burden because you just have this massive amount of something.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken briefly about this before, but like, because I know when you were a chef, you still said you were like more adventurous and it wasn't like fixed, right?
No.
Whereas like I know in a lot of restaurants, it's just like you repetition to the point of like perfection, and like that's all you get, which is very.
I was
limiting
never
in my
trained
mind.
like that, and so I mean, in a way, looking back at this sort of half of my life, I don't. I sometimes doubt, like that's why I feel weird when people are like, "Oh, you're a chef." I was like, "Well, I did what a chef would do sometimes, but
I mean, you ran
like,
a restaurant, right?
But like, I
Yeah.
own like a small restaurant, but like my mindset isn't like a chef. Like,
Yeah.
my other chef friends, like they're so different from me. I'm more like a weird artist that understands like the idiosyncrasies.
Yeah,
of,
I mean, I like that
food.
way more. I personally am like, that's such a better approach to cooking in my, because
Yeah.
like one of the reasons like I love food, and I was like, I'm never gonna be a chef because like my soul would die,
Yeah.
right? Like I wouldn't be
Oh.
able to like experiment and just do anything.
And there's some weird like chefanese things, like mental shortcuts that like that's sort of being into you if you do this sort of job.
Yeah.
It's like first in, first out. So like you're like constantly looking to like fish out the thing that most needs to be dealt with.
I
So you
see.
like you never like how sometimes to me as I get older it makes more sense to eat a better bite of food
Yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
then
I
leave-
see.
And then if you don't get to finish the fourth bite and that's the worst bite, you just let it go.
It's like
Oh, I
you go and
see.
buy like a fresh, really nice piece of steak, but you're not gonna eat it because you have like some fish that's left over
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Monday.
like I gotta deal with this first.
and then you eat a shitty like old
So
piece
everything
of fish.
becomes shitty.
yeah. You eat like a stale piece of fish and a stale piece of steak. And that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. No.
You know who actually made me like want to cook more? And like the thing that like makes me really enjoy, even though I'm so bad at it, and I'm not that bad at it. I'm alright at it. I love watching videos like from J. Kenji Lopez.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
What-
okay.
That's because I would posit that's because he's real genuine, right? Like
Uh-huh.
he's got a GoPro and
Yeah.
he's just like
It's
that's
like,
his
let
story.
Me just, let me just make a grilled cheese sandwich. And it's
Yeah.
just like
Why not?
words and all,
Yeah, words and all, exactly. And it just looks so good, and it's just small things you can improve on doing something. Just
Yeah.
okay. Let me
Yeah.
just add some garlic or whatever.
And it's not put
Yeah,
on. No,
yeah,
like, it's
100%.
not like I mean,
It's
it's a
just experiment.
performance, but it's not like he doesn't.
I
Have
mean,
makeup
I
on,
think there's
you know?
just something fun about like cooking for yourself, because it's like you get to eat it at the end,
Yeah.
and it's just a joy of like eating food.
Yeah.
It's always
Yeah,
been.
you
there.
learn something new usually.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Yeah, I guess what's your favorite things to cook?
I love
Goulash.
cooking. No, I love cooking like with leftovers. Like I remember this when like my hungover like fried rice. That's the best shit ever.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Like-
So you're an upcycler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a great way to say it. Yeah, just like
Nice.
take some leftover rice with like some the whatever protein I have that's like in the fridge.
Yeah,
Just like add a ton of like garlic
Yeah.
and soy sauce and just make
Yeah.
it something like I can eat when I'm really hungover.
100%.
So if people like you become a sizable force, when people with this sort of inclination reach a critical mass, I think my company will find success because we provide
Okay.
all sorts of flavorful sort of accoutrements.
Oh
yeah, spices, yeah,
true.
yeah.
So the whole idea, because the little experimental place I used to have was called Fix.
Mm-hmm.
Southern slang for it's like do, right? Like I fix you something, let me fix you something good. This needs fixing, So I
Nice.
rented out a old ass corrugated steel building, and I fixed it
Yeah.
up by my own hands, and I made all the food, like 90% of the food ingredients, like 90% of all ingredients were I bought and then transformed,
Yeah.
release. So
Okay.
that was the whole idea. And then once that closed down because my mom had passed away,
Hmm.
Sorry to
moved
hear
on to
that.
a different stage of life, and my girlfriend now and I were like, oh, well, let's do something, and but I don't want to go back to that life anymore.
Yeah.
It's just the grind is crazy.
Yeah, restaurants are busy.
Yeah, and then also it's like I think things go in cycles, right? Like sometimes you run out of things to say with certain behavior.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're looking for some new things to say. you know?
Yep. Do you think that's like the food that you say is like the fix thing you were doing is like your thing to say, right? Is that it's a statement, right?
Yeah. So now it's
Yeah.
fixing. You know, it's an
Now it's
extension to
fixing.
that. But fixing means all the things that makes the food right. All the fixings.
Like improving it.
Yeah.
Like upcycling, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have massive respect for people that can just like fix stuff
Yeah.
by themselves.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
Well, I mean, you're doing it with your food as well, right?
Yeah.
Like
So-
doing it.
Yeah, but I think that's a natural human inclination to wanna, you know, if you're looking for something better in life, you're striving. You want to like take what's there and then make it better.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
100%.
just so natural.
You know, it would be like a cool restaurant. It's just like it's there. You just bring your ingredients and be like, "Here you go, chef. Just make me something."
I did a little bit of that because like when I did the Fix restaurant, it was like 4 pillars I wanted to do. It was like one was community, so it's like a recipe challenge. You know, like you bring your own recipe, and that's come up with a better recipe like together.
Oh, that's so
right?
cool.
And then there's also like the challenge, which is you bring some food in, and we'll make it right there, and that's your meal. You know?
Yeah. No, that's so cool. Like, I definitely go to a restaurant like that. Like, it's like experiential cooking, right? Because you're like learning, you're doing it on the go, and like, it's like basic. Like when we went to your house, right?
Yeah.
We just bought very basic things in the supermarket,
Yeah,
and we just
whip
turned it
something
into
up.
like
Yeah.
some really good food, like that salad, the stuffed mushrooms. That's so freaking good.
Yeah. Chef, can you turn my my Big Mac gourmet? Have you seen
I've
those?
seen that.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, but you know, like the whole cachet is so weird to me because when I first got, you know, when I was a young boy and I was making food because I wanted to eat better food, like more flavor, and some things I was missing somehow, right? Like either Taiwanese flavors I could no longer get, or something I see like barbecue, but I can't afford it, so I just make something that kind of looks like it. Maybe
Yeah. I guess. So like going to a point of East-West in a way, right? You guys both live U.S., UK, etc. Where what I'm seeing, like one thing I really like about Taiwan, because I'm kind of splitting my year in half between here and London, is London in the West is very like hyper efficiency focused with meals, with everything. It's like to a point of we've got to optimize so that we have the most time to make money and grow. And so like simple pleasures like food disappear. Whereas like Taiwan has such a strong food culture. And there's so much about like either eating out or going with community. You don't think so? Because I've seen it a lot more here, like with the breakfast restaurants, lunch, dinners. Like,
I
there's a
mean,
lot of
is it
people that
really
go out.
about the food, or is it social?
Well, it's
with
both.
the food?
It's food and community, which I don't think really exists as much in the West anymore a lot of times. Because it's becoming like I
Maybe
remember
holiday meals, but then that's another thing in and of itself. You know?
Like you're like
Maybe.
Lunar New Year and stuff.
Yeah.
right?
Well, like
I
you
mean,
know,
maybe because
I'm talking
Lunar
about
New
like
Year,
you know
so-
Thanksgiving or like Christmas, where you have like a whole holiday season of food gatherings.
I guess, but even then, it's like it's like ready-made turkeys now, and it's like people
Really?
don't really prepare as much.
Why do people do that?
But I feel that's a thing. That's a huge thing here too. Like,
Really?
I remember. I mean, we're going to Lunar New Year. I go back to like Taichung, like visit my girlfriend's like family and whatever. And like like Truer is like you go to like the mom.
That you can get takeouts like
yeah.
you know,
People
you
just
order
build
that.
businesses around like just doing like takeouts for like Chinese New Year, like Lunar New Year. So, but I'm actually thinking about this as well, because one thing that I think I didn't get to experience here because I was like a tech bro, digital nomad, whatever. It's just good the office culture. I have no idea what people eat here for lunch for office. I see a lot of like whenever I cycle through Nehu, I see a lot of like bento carts. I was just trying to figure out why that is the case. Like why do like some cultures eat at their desk and other cultures just like have 3-hour lunches with like wine and shit?
Yeah.
Never lived in a place, but like I guess you're talking about like Spain or something.
Yeah.
When
like
I
siesta life.
when I was visiting the Spain office for a previous company, it's like we go for lunch and we have a bottle of wine or whatever, and then
That's great.
after 2 hours of lunch, like, do you want to get some coffee? So like I'll go to the office at 10, lunch at 12, go back to the office at 2, get a coffee, probably start work back at 3, and then leave early like 4:30.
That's it.
Yeah, so I'd probably do like
That's life.
it was a great day.
That's life.
If you want to get stuff done, though.
Yeah, but who wants to get stuff done?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen it a lot around the Mediterranean culture where food is a big part of your day, right? Like you said,
Yeah.
Spain, Portugal, that kind of thing. But then also like, it's weird because like whenever I go there, the dinners are like really late. Like they're
Yes.
eating from like
Yeah.
9 till midnight.
Yes.
It's like a 2-3 hour affair.
Mhm.
Everyone's out. Like
Yeah.
doesn't matter what.
Have you been to
age.
Madrid?
Yeah, I've been to Madrid.
Yeah, like in Madrid, I've never been able to like sit down in a restaurant at night because everyone just goes out and has like the tapas, pinchos.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
What they call
Tapas,
it.
tapas.
Tapas, yeah.
Tapas, yeah. Lots
Pinchos
of
is
small
small
bites.
Pinchos is Portuguese.
Mexican or something.
Okay, never mind. But basically, the whole idea is that you sit at this bar, and as long as you're ordering alcohol, they will give you like free
Yeah,
tapas.
free food.
Yeah. Same in
And
Greece,
everyone does
same in
that. Everyone
Greece.
does that. They just like go out drinking. And it's like that's
Yeah,
pretty
I mean, the
nice.
first time I went, because me and my friend did like a road trip around Greece, we just really like going to the bars because it's like you get these snacks. Like, I think we got a whole like charcuterie board because we ordered like 2 drinks.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the hell is this?
That's a
Yeah.
great. I mean, for food culture, that's great. you
Yeah,
know,
Yeah.
like, that's-
you're just like sitting
amazing.
there and like munching, and I think that's the thing with things like tapas is, right, you can get these small plates, but then you keep getting one every like, I don't know, half an hour or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so you're eating for like 3 hours over the course. Like it's like, I feel like how the whole set menus in like fancy
Oh, yeah,
restaurants
it's
came
like a
about.
Grand
yeah,
Prix,
yeah,
It was like
yeah.
3 hour like
Yeah.
long thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like that's just inspired from like tapas culture of like having all these small things
Maybe.
over the course of a few hours. And it's so much nicer because like, so I run these dinners in the UK, and we're basically everywhere now because I'm just like, I want to go out and be like unhealthy and just eat food in a restaurant, like a normal human being, because I hated the Huel culture. It's still there in London, so I'm like, I'm gonna go and eat out,
That's
and anyone
good.
wants to join me can join. But like our dinners usually end up being like 3-ish hours, and it's very representative of what I've seen in like Greece or Spain or India.
Yeah.
Where it is just like, and even like hot pot culture, right, in East
Yeah, yeah.
Asia, where it's like you're just sitting down and you're just like cooking / eating small things over time, chatting, getting drinks, whatever, and it's like you order a lot of food and then it slowly comes and you like slowly make your way through it, and it's like this whole like affair of like a evening communal activity,
Yeah, it's nice.
which is just so much more fun.
I think when we examine some of this stuff, we got to look at like Taiwan is a fairly young country, right? So it's, I mean,
It's got a lot of history, right?
anytime you have like a cliff, basically, like like a world war or something like some major colonization, like you can consider that sort of a cliff, So
I guess.
like, even like the KMT takeover, that's sort of a huge cliff, or like the end
Yeah.
of Japanese occupation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really we have like roughly 1 century of recent modern development, and that's not a lot of time, So you have like drop traditions, you have
Yeah.
new establishment of new traditions.
But I mean, it has a lot of the stuff from China, right? Like the history and the culture.
yeah,
and all that.
some, but the Aboriginals were the people who've been here for like 15, 20 generations, like
Yeah.
the earlier immigrants, like they don't, like they developed their own thing.
Yeah.
And so what I see clearly is like when you guys are obviously talking about sort of European and Mediterranean sort of tendencies,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like the Taiwan footsteps in the recent development is very much U.S. based.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they've got this. So what I see is they got this like, corporate culture is like, I mean, obviously it's not gonna be like eating for 3 hours at night. Because whereas like for the farmers, maybe they would have done that at
Yep.
some point.
Yeah.
Now it's like unacceptable, like mentally unacceptable. for
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
You know.
Marshall Plan recipients.
Yeah, and so like I see this confusion because whereas like for a lunar year get together for the whole family, like it's supposed to be like an all day affair, right? Like people
Yep.
cook all throughout the day, you eat all throughout the day, kind of like Thanksgiving. Now it's like let's get it done and get it over with.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That is
Yeah,
true.
like-
I had a
But
lot
why
of
cook
friends.
if someone else can cook for you?
That's
you know?
true.
Yeah.
But the whole idea is like I think that's the nice part is like you get a family around and then you cook together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that's so nice at your house when we're all just cooking together, right? It was like such a
that's
good vibe.
great.
Like we
Yeah.
spend the whole day basically just cooking like 2 meals
Yeah,
and
but
just
like
hanging out. And
a
chatting.
lot of families here, like the moms do everything. So like
Yeah.
like
I
the
have that
holiday
from
time's a
friends.
torture time for,
Yeah,
like, for
yeah.
the mom.
Yeah. No, my friends were telling me it's like, oh yeah, like me and my mom just had to cook and like clean and do everything, and everyone else was like gambling or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, that sounds like a pain.
So
Well, like the
remaining.
Hakka is the most terrible. My dad's Hakka, and I remember like a few years ago, I went to this gathering like they have with their childhood friends.
Mm.
It's like these 70-year-old ladies, like 4 of them, cooking
Yeah.
and busting up the place and everything. And the dudes were just like, as soon they were like smoking cigarettes, like reading newspapers, and the food was put up. They went and ate, came back and like scratching their feet and like gambling. They did zero things except eat and shit.
Damn.
I was
mean,
like, damn.
That's the good life.
No, but that's terrible. I'm like looking at these old
Yeah,
ladies,
yeah.
like they're like
Yeah,
barely
yeah.
able to move and they have to do all this stuff.
True.
So obviously I was in there helping them. They were like, "Oh, you're a man, go sit down." I was like, "No."
Yeah. No, I do think there should be more like of a communal kind of aspect to that. It's just, I don't know, it's just so much more fun doing it together. Like you have that sense of like community and camaraderie and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
I remember like, because when we were cooking, it was like everyone's kind of just doing a little bit of their own piece. And then
Yeah.
it's like, when you're eating it together, it's like, we all
It's
built
such an
this meal.
accomplishment.
I think there's this
Yeah.
meme from Romania is like when you go to do a barbecue, but you get too shit faced before you start making the barbecue, and you have to start making the fire and all this
And you
stuff.
start eating
When
rocks.
you're really shit faced, and it's an experience that a lot of like Romanians had. Because most people just go, okay, let's make a barbecue, and that means like getting a lot of alcohol, and then at some point you get hungry. It's like fuck, we didn't like start the
Yeah,
fire.
fire.
Good
that,
vibe.
man.
Yeah, let's go.
Meat's frozen.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a
Damn.
part of the experience, Next time you're not gonna be hungry because you're gonna start it earlier.
yeah. I guess it's a learning experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the food culture like in Romania?
Big meals. Oh my god, it's a huge affair. It's like you go for someone's house for food. It's like a multi-hour affair. They sit down. They have all these cold plates coming out. They have like the deviled eggs. You have like the
Damn.
like peanuts or whatever, like for snacking on. You got like cold cuts. You have like the
Sausages.
and sausages for sure. There's this thing. It's like kind of like gelatin. It's not gelatin. It's like you have these innards and stuff with a lot of garlic, and you put like into like gelatin form.
Yeah.
It's like served
It's
cold.
like a head cheese with like a terrine type style. You
Kind of
slice
like
it.
yeah. It's kind of
Okay.
like that. It's kind of that. There's a lot of those. Then you have soup.
Ooh.
Then you have like your main course is like probably gonna be pork,
Yeah.
whatever, with like mashed potatoes and stuff, and like a lot of pickles. Then
Nice.
and
that sounds
then
good.
yeah, and also a lot of like liquor, hard like moonshine basically.
Hooch.
Oh yeah. You get like your own like schnapps and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Kavadas.
cover this.
Is it like a fruit?
We have like
liquor?
palinka.
Oh, palinka.
Palinka is like plum. Yeah.
Ooh.
I brought some over.
Oh,
Cool.
okay, nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to try at some point.
Yeah. And you want to leave, and like your relatives like, no, wait, I've just done it with like the cake. You just have a piece of
Oh,
cake.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So let me give you some like tomatoes from my garden, whatever, before you leave,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So you end up staying for like another hour, just like saying
Just hanging
goodbyes.
out.
That's so
Yeah.
nice.
That's like
Yeah.
similar to Indian, I guess, kind of dinners or events. It's like even now, like growing up, right? This was maybe weird, but like it was normal for me. Was my parents would always have house parties
Yeah.
with like we're calling, I don't know, like usually dinners with at least like 3-4 family like friends or something, and then it's like
Yeah.
10 people and like up to like 100 plus.
Damn.
Like that was very normal. Like I used to have like one kind of big like Indian event every month where it would be like 100 plus people going to rent out a hall or doing something and hanging out, or like people coming to
Damn.
our house or us going to their house every weekend. Like my parents still do this. And like I always thought this was normal because it's like the dinners are, they start at like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 and they go on till like 3 a.m.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Same.
Because it's like you get there, then you have like the entrees and the snacks and like
socialize a bit.
yeah, they
Yeah.
socialize, and it's like you don't even get main dinner, like the food, until like 11 or midnight.
Yeah,
Nice.
whenever
And everyone eats.
nobody's hungry anymore.
Yeah, no one's hungry because you've had like, I don't know, like 2 hours, 3
Yeah.
hours of just endless snacks, right?
Yeah.
And it's like all like fried and heavy stuff. And then it's like you get to it, then you have like the food, and then everyone's like eating, and then like, everyone's like, oh, maybe we go home, and then it's like, then you have like the
The whole point is to take doggy bag stuff home, right?
yeah. So you get the doggy bags, you get like, and then it's like before same thing, before you go, it's like bring out the cake, and then it's like, oh, how about we have like tea and biscuits now?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
And then it's like by the time it ends, it's like 3 a.m. and they're like, oh, take what you want. Here's like a little box, like go, just go around
Yeah.
and like filter over. So all my friends, whenever they came, they'd really like coming because like they'd just be like, oh, I get to like always get like a bunch of food to take home and like eat over the
Yeah.
next few days. And I was just like, for me, is this thing of like, it was such an ordinary thing, right? Because like that's just always how it's been. That I never saw it as special until like I went to like other parts of like Western Europe and stuff, where it is just a lot more like boring,
Yeah.
when it comes to
It's like
the
okay,
food
it's like a very set time. I feel.
yeah.
It's like you go there, you stay for an hour or whatever, and then everyone knows where to leave. It's kind of like almost like they know when to leave. It's not like you have to, because I feel like in Romania you have to excuse yourself to leave. You know, like
You gotta find
I
like
I don't want to leave,
Yeah.
and I don't want to leave, but I really have to go. You know, like it's kind of like it's seen as a bad thing. And
Yeah.
But it's like okay, we're done now. Like go home.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get like why is that, right? If you're looking at it, it's very specific to Western culture then. Because Eastern Europe,
Yeah.
I
like
think
a
most of
particular
it has
type
that.
of Western culture, like
Yeah.
like
It's
I
like
think
very
US based or like UK
US,
based.
UK,
Nordics. Oh my god,
Nordics.
dude,
Yeah,
Nordics
yeah.
are just
Netherlands,
Yeah.
France.
Yeah, like
that
the
kind of thing.
Germans,
North,
yeah,
north
they
of
probably
France,
don't
south
have
is
like
fine.
huge
German, yeah,
parties
no,
like
I don't know
that.
what German. I never.
Germans don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, not
They'll bang on the street in a parade,
yeah,
but like
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
having food for 3 hours.
Yeah,
no,
nah.
that's a waste of time.
I don't know.
When I go more to the West, and it's like you have things like Huel and all these things of like hyper efficiency to the point of like almost getting rid of joy. This is what I mean when I say I have a tough time between Taiwan and London. I find myself a lot more at peace here because the vibe just feels more relaxed. The people just feel more content.
I think it's
Measures of,
trending.
Like,
It's
Yeah.
trending. I think more and more people here, like if they could take a pill
you
so they can work more to make more money, they do that.
Yeah.
I think more and
I-
more people are willing.
I think so too. I saw a lot of my friends that did diplomas in like maths, physics, all these really smart like professions go and end up in quant trading or like finance, just moving money around.
Yeah.
Like not doing anything with their brain, but
Yeah.
making money for someone else.
Yeah.
It's like if that whole industry of like, people that instead of becoming animators for Hollywood to make the next Avengers, like Avengers 25, they make something of their own because there's no more money in being an animator for Disney. You can go and like be an animator for yourself or what you actually care about. Then you might actually get cool art again.
Yeah.
Because all these people are not going to be captured by the bag.
No, I mean I 100%.
You know, the
agree.
funniest thing is like my brother is a finance bro, like through and through. But
Yeah.
like he's just not he's not flamboyant, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's like his life is. I mean, we've been estranged for a number of years, so I don't know for sure. But it seems to me that he goes through days like he's always looking for like the one meal he gets a day. You know, he wants to go and to like a foodie place, like
Yeah.
you know, like a fine dining thing.
Yeah.
You know, he goes
Like-
flies around the world.
Instagrammable, all that kind of thing.
Not even that. He just wants to, because he made so much money. What he's
Yeah.
gonna do with it? You know,
Yeah.
like he's saving it up and more and more investing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the one thing he allows himself is the one nice meal a day. You know, and then so he will fly to like Argentina and find like the 3 Michelin star. You
Yeah.
know, and do that. And, but then like he's looking for artistic experience. Like he gave all that shit up, so he can be the person who accumulates most amount of currency. But once he gets the currency, he's still looking for that.
Interesting.
How about the white collar, the upper middle
Yeah,
class?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
they are milk toast.
Oh no,
You
I
know?
agree with that. I agree
Yeah,
with
the
that.
middle
I agree
manager,
with that.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, the middle
Yeah.
management, like the ones that are like my whole ambition.
But
is
they
to
should be aspiring to
become a
that stuff
director.
too. But that's
Yeah.
not what they're aspiring
No,
to
no,
at all.
because they just want a comfortable life. They want money to live what the
They
world
want
has
more than
told
that.
them.
They want like access. A
Yeah.
lot of.
I think it's so perverse in a certain way that like you can't just go direct, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of people use their careers as a means to an end.
Yeah,
Like let's say I have a passion for building guitars or whatever,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I fund that through like my shitty
Tech job,
like
yeah.
accountant
Yeah.
job or whatever. And maybe I even like accounting. Like it doesn't have to be just a job for me. So maybe I'm even good at it, right?
Maybe you find
But-
joy,
but it's
like
enjoyment.
accounting.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like I can just go and be like, no, I just want to go build guitars.
Yeah.
I also think there's like a lot of like
That's true.
confirmation bias of like seeing people that succeed in doing that, and like so many people are just bad at it or like just they shouldn't do that as a job. But it is a bit perverse that you just have to like solve this thing before you can get to the other thing.
Yeah,
And it's part of the social contract, but I think that social contract is breaking down now. Because
Yes,
even like
yes.
people that do give that, they just get laid off and like
you
no
don't.
one-
Yeah,
whatever.
there's no measure. My own background was like I started in finance because I went to LSE.
Oh,
so-
nice.
So like, yeah, it wasn't nice. It's horrible. Worst 3 years of my life.
It's a nice university.
Outwardly, I
I
hated
like the
that
I like
kind
the
of
building.
life.
I've been to the library a couple of times.
Oh, the LSE library.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I did not like it
Oh,
mostly
fair
because I didn't like a lot of the people I was with, and it just felt like I don't know. I was more artistically inclined as a kid, and I sort of forced myself into the math, econ, like that part of the world because I was like, I want to go into finance and make money,
Yeah.
right?
I wanna set myself up.
I set myself up so that I will retire and travel and write, and now it's like the opposite way of like I'm like, okay, I'm traveling, doing fun stuff, not set up completely for life or anything, but like, you know, I'm okay considering the day and age, and like the world is kind of fucked up for.
I mean,
for
that
people.
logic is funny too. Like, if you spend your whole life not doing the thing you want to do at the end of your life, when you get to the end of your life, would you still do the thing you thought?
I don't know. I mean, that's the exact thing, right? That's the exact thing. If like, I think that's what happened with me when I'm doing things like this podcast is like, and doing things with people is, I realize I'm always living for tomorrow. When I was working, like the way you described your brother was like, you know, it was the same for me. Is like I would go to work, do a job that I didn't really enjoy, I had no passion for, and I'm like feeling for. And it's like I was good at it. I did my job well. You know, I was getting paid well. But what I realized was like half the day I just felt like I was wasting, because it's like I'm being paid to just be busy, not to actually do good work. And then after that, it's like, okay, I've got my money. I've been depressed for the last 8 hours in this job, going into office to be with people I don't particularly like. Now I'm gonna go like burn that cash on like a nice meal, or to go out and like celebrate the fact that like I can live because I have just sacrificed the first half of my day. Yeah, and I was just like,
you still have a soul. I don't know if my brother even has that. I think he relishes, like, I think he's just like turned himself into this working robot. He'll work like 120 hours a day. I mean, a week, and just he enjoys. Like, I think he gets so much sense of accomplishment from just this accumulation of numbers.
Well, yeah, I mean that's it's like a game, right? Like seeing your money go up, it's like a game. It's like,
but
I'm
like
maxing
you're
out.
still talking about, I still feel depressed, you know. Like, I don't particularly like these people. I don't think that any of that matters to him, really. Like,
I guess I just didn't stick around long enough to get, because I have other friends, like we all started at the same, right? Where we were like, we hate this, we're being treated like shit and that. I left that, I went to like tech startups and then into like gaming, which is like a very different environment. Whereas they continued. So like 7-8 years on, went back and spoke to these people, and they're just like, yeah, it's just life, you know. Like my job, I got better, I got a raise, I got, you know, like the first 2 years was trash.
No longer rookies who get hazed down.
Yeah. So they're like, the first 2 years, that's the thing, right? They treat you like absolute crap for the first 2 years, and then like incrementally gets better. And then it's just like, it's still shit, but it's like, I survived.
But then at year 6, you're like, you got to do this stuff too.
There's some cost fallacy in you.
That hits you. The longer you stay,
because otherwise, like, bigger. Well, why did I suffer for this? You know, like if I leave.
It's like, look, I have a job. I can get a mortgage. I can like, you know, go out and like have that one holiday in a year.
See, that's what I think. Like the tech industry actually failed, where the finance industry succeeded. Because I feel like in the finance industry, culturally, there's this thing about like keeping up the appearances and basically like always one-upping each other. Like, look what watch I have, look what house of the Hamptons I have, look what trophy wife I got, you know. And all these things are like slowly, it's like lifestyle creep that creeps up with you. But like most tech people, like right now, right, the Meta got these researchers for 100 million or something, like ridiculous contract.
Stupid
like
price.
Those guys are gonna work for 2 years and then like never work
half
ever.
Of them like quit.
Yeah, never gonna work ever in their life, because most like tech bros are just like, I mean, those people are very brainy. Like they don't have these kind of like these signaling thing of like wealth. Look of the wealth that I have is like, I even look down on. Whereas in finance, like there was like a way to lock people in for a long time through these lifestyle creep.
No, that's true. That's true. Like, and then it's in the culture, right? Because you're going out with the same people. Yeah. Right. Whereas like if a tech bro is remote, it's like you can just do your job. You don't see anything. Whereas in finance, like they force you to go into work. Yeah. And then they force you to come to after work drinks. Yes. Yeah. Right. And then you're paying like shit tons of money.
But mind you, though, the very fact that you use the term bro to describe any culture, that means the culture is established in some form.
Yeah. No, I mean like tech bros definitely.
But it might just be like a dog versus cat sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean tech bros are
a bunch of cats. You gotta herd them.
Like a finance bro is gonna be like
bunch of dogs.
Like,
right?
No, it's gonna be like, oh, look at this Porsche I got. Like this is the helicopters. Like the tech bro will be like, oh, I got this like new like tarmac DL whatever. Like like specialized bike or whatever.
I mean to that point though, I think the point of tech bro is it's a young thing. Right, like whereas finance has established, so you know how to act.
Maybe a little bit more, like 150 years, maybe. You know that.
No, but like, who's the oldest tech bro you know, right?
Yeah, but the tech bro is like what, 40 years old, 50 years old.
Not even like half of the like Silicon Valley people are like what Sam Altman's what like 30 something.
Yeah. No, but like tech bros existed before the current wave of.
Yeah, but it's like what, like Bill Gates, whatever. But when it's compared to finance, it was who was it? Like what's that guy?
I mean, you had like the
Warren
JP
Buffett?
Morgans.
No, even before that, like like in the 20s and
JP
stuff.
Morgan.
Oh,
JP
like
JP Morgan,
and
like-
Rockefeller.
yeah, like
Rockefeller
Rockefeller.
was like
Yeah.
well and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
So you have all these like different institutions.
But I wouldn't call them bros. Like the bros are like, like the slave
Yeah.
drivers kind of like
sure,
the,
sure.
the one round down and like
Yeah, I mean that's
more
like,
more in
Yeah.
numbers.
that's
you know?
new age, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you have this veneer, right? Like if you're looking at like the 1920s, 30s, whatever, and you're seeing like the gentlemen in the suits, and that's why like still finance has such a heavy image of going with like
Dude,
suits
I
and
saw a
things like that.
photo. Like you've been to New York and you see
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in the winter, like 98% of people dress in black, like all black, right? I was like,
Yeah.
the first time I was there, I was like, I thought the pictures I saw of New Yorkers, they were like colorful. What the fuck
Only
is
in
going on? Like everybody's in the trench coat.
Yeah.
and and it really is like that. Like I saw another photo from like, the not the 20s, like the 19 teens,
Mm.
and the streets of New York, and everybody looks the same, man. You can't tell one person apart from another.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, It's like they're all so conformist.
Yeah.
And then it was like confirmed and validated by my actual experience. But like, you go to a bar in New York, and then everybody's different.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a weird thing. I think New York's becoming better now, culturally. Like there's a lot more change there because like you're getting more mix of like startups and other things. But before it was just a financial hub. So it's
Well,
like you go down to
Manhattan
Wall
especially,
Street. You go to
yeah,
Wall
yeah.
Street. It's just like you said, all black dresses, like everything suits, all of
But
that.
like even people who didn't work in finance, they everybody wanted to be a part of that because it's
Yeah.
like a signal of like affluence, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Because that's what the wealthy do. So
And you
wanna
get
do
like you
that.
go to like the thrift stores or like the secondhand shop where they sell coats. Every single one's black, like 10 racks of black fur
Damn.
coats. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know. I mean, like I went to New York last summer and it was definitely more colorful then. But like I was.
Well,
hanging out with
summers
the
are
tech
different. I'm
people.
talking about winter.
True.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been there in winter in a while. Yeah, but no, it's good. I don't know. We're in a very weird world right now. I don't really know where it's gonna go. I guess we're also pretty far in.
I'm gonna just enjoy the hot pot tonight, and then I'm gonna worry about
Life
everything else
later.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I've been so poor my whole life. It ain't gonna change like overnight.
No, but I mean, you guys are both doing things. You're
And
both
even if
building things.
Yeah, true.
So
But relish the good things, right? Like I
Yeah.
have a beautiful girlfriend, and that's going well. And
Yeah.
you have some good friends. You have a beautiful girlfriend.
Yeah.
So like, think about how many fucking tech bros can get real love from a real female counterpart.
I have enough content for like another podcast about this topic specifically.
about relationships.
No, just about like weird tech bro stuff around dating, including
Like what?
including like friends that were A/B testing their Tinder profiles back in the day.
Oh,
What the hell does
I
that
had
mean?
that.
Like A/B testing is a technique from marketing where basically like
Yeah.
you have a website, right, and you for a subset of users you show a different
yeah.
and see which ones that converts better.
But you have that. I've seen that with like different dating apps. You have like different pictures, different profiles, different
Yeah.
prompts, all that stuff. It's like
Yeah.
min-maxing. Yeah.
yeah.
Like lots of people do that.
Yeah, but back in the day, in like 2015, it wasn't so industrialized.
Oh, okay.
So doing it back in the day was like,
I don't know. I feel like dating apps are just they're just bad. Like I don't think you
Yeah.
can find good relationships on
but
dating apps.
it doesn't because it's fundamentally they cannot be good.
Yeah.
Is it every dating app is like the club system where you get in hot girls
Mhm,
to
mhm.
get in like guys that are gonna buy the bottles.
Yeah. And it's something like what, like 30% on the women, 70% on dudes.
Yeah.
So it's
No,
like,
there's like 98% on the dudes, like 2% on the women.
it's a little bit more, but still.
Actually,
Really?
this is like a few years ago. They did like
I did
a
a
sociological study and made a documentary, and it was already crazy.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
do
that's why I got a 70-30.
I do feel like the reason why dating sucks so much right now, and like it didn't back in the day for me at least. I don't know. I've been with my girlfriend for a while, but I think it's because also back in the day, Tinder and the dating apps weren't as shitified.
Yeah.
So I think, for example, I mean maybe it were I don't know. I just remember like when I bought like I would buy Tinder Gold or Tinder Platinum, like it would be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there were less of them then, right? That's
Yep.
partially why.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
less competition now. It's like
Exactly.
there's so many different ones that it's just like, okay, just to keep somebody in there. And our systems for like mobile apps, because I worked in mobile gaming, it's just like so much more developed at trying to like hook you and like
Yep.
give you a rewarded system to keep you in the ecosystem and keep paying
Yeah.
rather than getting out. Like what dating app is incentivized to say,
Yeah.
You know,
Complete
don't
your
be a
mission.
customer anymore. Don't be our
Yeah.
customer. Don't pay us to
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not in the incentive.
You should make a dating app where you put money in escrow, and then like if you find someone, that the money gets sent to the company, so then the company's incentivized for
Yeah,
you to,
yeah. That's like
Well,
the agencies, right?
So this is years ago. I heard about this. Right, so incentivized system for bureaucrats, like, because most bureaucrats always get incentivized for not fucking up.
Mhm.
But what if you incentivize them for doing good, and then you get like
I
a
see
whole
what you
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing is like no one got fired for choosing US East one.
Yeah.
When, you know, no one got fired for choosing IBM, right?
Yeah, you've just got to change the incentive structure, I guess. Make it better for people to actually do good things.
Well, it was incentivized initiative, right? Because like the whole idea of like don't punish those who don't fuck up is they will not do anything drastic, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we're in a world which like incentivizes the wrong decisions a lot of the time, right? Because it's about wealth generation more than like, you know, social good or public welfare. Like that's not the first priority for you.
Yep.
Your first priority is wealth generation. That's what it is.
yeah, and you get to even be president, president of the world.
True.
Yeah, you can get away with anything. I think there was like a study I was seeing before where it was like you get punished if you're like a small scale criminal or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're like a large scale, like if you're like rich or wealthy and you can get away with like, I don't know, millions or billions in tax evasion, all this shit.
They don't want you to die because
You're like, whatever, it's all good. Like, and people are also just like accepting. They're just like, well, that person like clearly made their money. They've done it. That why are we like, making them into a criminal? Like you're like, I don't know, one of your big famous music artists goes and like robs a bank or something. It's like, nah, it's all good. It's all good.
until the Epstein files come out.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
but they're also being covered up.
Everyone has to get too big to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we should probably leave it around there, but I don't know, do you guys
For
have
next time.
any points to wrap up on? Anything
No,
you're
that was a
excited
good
about?
time. That was a good
Anything
time.
you want to send out into the world?
I guess try to eat better. Eat with some good people around you.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Sometimes you might feel like it's not worth it for not only you or those you love who are around you. Just sometimes, force yourself and force them. It's not a sin to force some good stuff. I mean, it might be, at the time kind of dickish, but
Fair.
sometimes do shit for the better of everybody.
That's fair. I guess a better question is like, what's your? I guess you kind of answered this. Like, what's your hopes for the future of like you and the world?
Oh
Both
shit.
of you.
It's really I'm getting to the point where like that doesn't even cross my mind anymore. Like I just kind of going with my instincts. What feels good should be decent, and I'm kind of trusting it. But
Yeah.
also I have more and more built in that I don't trust myself that much.
Oh, really?
It's weird. It's like a weird dichotomy. I think as you get older, the more the paradoxes and the dichotomies sort of build
I mean,
up.
you're still challenging yourself, which is pretty good. Like, you're building a
Sometimes.
company, you're building a business, so like that's still something.
I mean, it's dragging me on. It's like I feel like I'm getting dragged.
Yeah.
Like if I did this when I was like 25, 30, maybe I would be way more motivated. But then also it's like I'm getting old. I'm almost 50. And
Yeah.
and I don't know. Doing well doesn't mean that much anymore. But I should feel stressed. But it's like getting to a point where like I'm so stressed, I'm no longer really that stressed.
Okay, but then I guess you're kind of coming to a point of being at peace, right? And you're still doing something you love. You're at peace. You're building more
But at the end of the
sustainably.
day, like you still exist.
Yeah.
It's like if you're rushing so that you don't really even exist. Like what does that even mean?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Like if you like I see so many in these young Taiwanese people like the anxiety, existential dread is in like no matter how much they work, they're not gonna get anything. Like they may be able to get some good meals. That's it. No house, no car, no. Like not even families. Like
Yeah.
what's the point of existing?
True.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Half the people don't have relationships.
And it's just like these weird moral codes that people have like instilled in them. It's like you got to do this.
Yeah.
You feel bad if you don't. You
well,
gotta
yeah,
save,
it's
you gotta
the
do this.
extrinsic, the outside world telling you how to live your life instead of you.
It's usually their parents though, so they can't tell it's outside or inside because it's been inside them this whole time.
Yeah, misalignment, I guess. But well, I mean, good luck with Fixin. I hope it grows and that you live life as you want to.
But that's one concrete action that I do is I try to share what makes eating good with everybody, and I will even treat my enemy to get food.
That's a core part of being.
Yeah. Serving the human existence and the food.
Yeah, huge can of worms.
To a maybe, hopefully, a more open world in the future.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's leave it. Okay.
So love your
thanks,
loved
guys.
ones. Ooh, that's cool.
Okay.